Hey, what's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to make alerts like you see right there. There basically are three categories. First of all, you have the basic Streamlabs alerts. Then you can also get some static alert graphics like you see in the middle. And if you buy a graphics pack online, you will probably get animated alerts. The graphic you see right there on the bottom is from the sponsor of this video, which is Untitled. This is their website right here. And when you go to overlays and stream designs and then to complete packages, you will see an overview of all their designs. And my favorite is the dark mode series, which you see right here. When you click on a design, you get to the showcase page, and right here you can test out everything. For example, since this is an alert tutorial, let's click on new cheer right here, and then you will see an example of how that will look on your stream. And you can test other things like the scene transition and the animated talking banner. For example, my code TVN gives you 50% of the price. So if you're interested in getting some graphics, pause this video, go to their website, choose a pack, use code TVN for 50% off, and then you can follow everything with their new graphics. The link to their website is in my description, Untitled, check them out. I prepared Streamlabs OBS and OBS Studio right here because I'm gonna show you that it works for both of these programs. Everyone can follow this video, and I know that the title says Twitch alerts, but if you're streaming on YouTube or Facebook, basically you can also follow this tutorial. The reason I use Twitch in my title is first of all because it just gets more clicks, but second of all is because I'm going over the specific Twitch alerts. But as I said, the general idea of setting up all these alerts, stuff like that, it's all the same. So before we need Streamlabs OBS or OBS Studio, we need to go to streamlabs.com and then click on login right here. I'm gonna log in with my Twitch account, and then on the left you can see Stream Essentials and then Alert Box. Let's go over this part by part because it can be kind of complicated. I mean, it's a lot of information on the screen right now, right? So right here you see follow, subscription, resub. This right here will be specific to the platform you're streaming on. If you stream on YouTube, you will see something else like super chat right here or something like that. You can just leave it as it is and then just scroll down a bit, and then right here we have the basic alert setup. Now these buttons right here are test buttons and you don't need them right now, but I'm gonna show you what they do. So right here on top you see widget URL, and this is the URL we will be importing into our streaming program once we've set up the alerts. Now right here we can click on launch, and this will launch a different browser window. So I'm gonna divide my screen into two parts, so then we can set up everything and we can preview it every time we make a change to see what actually happened. We can make it something like this. As you see, it will just fill the screen, so that's perfect. Now right here you see we have general settings, and then we have settings for each separate alert. Let's go back to the general settings. You don't really need to change anything, so we can just go to the follow page and then we can start setting up our follow alerts. Right here you can see that you can disable them if you want, but of course we want to enable it. Now then the layout, this is something really important. When I click this right here, the text will display on the image. So when I scroll to the bottom and I click on save settings and then I click on test follow again, this is to display your text on the alert. And this is interesting when you want to make alerts like you see right there next to me. And I'm going to show you how to do it because that alert is from my free graphics pack. You can get it on my Discord, the link is in the description, but I'll come back to this later. So then you see alert animation, and this is how it enters your screen. So right now it's fade in, which is just fading in and fading out. That's pretty simple. But you can scroll down and then you can choose slide in down. Then for the animation, how it leaves the screen, we can also use slide and then slide out up. Now let's click on save settings, let's click on test follow, and there we go, it slides down, and then when the alert is finished, let's wait a bit, it will slide up again. And this way you can set up alerts where it's next to you and it kinda slides into your screen, shows a bit and then slides up again. You can set up a bunch of animations right here. Just go through it, see if something is interesting for you. And then we have the message template. Now don't forget, if you're using these basic Streamlabs alerts, make sure you select the first one again. Then click on save settings, let's do it again, there we go. Now the alert will be normal again. And then this right here on the bottom, this text is the text that you see right here. Now the name between parentheses right here will be the name of the person following you, donating to you, whatever. So for example, you can change it to name just followed. There we go. Then we can click on save settings, click on it again. click on test follow. There we go. They use your own name to show the previews, but if someone else follows you, their name will appear right here. Now you see that the text is white and green, right? And when we scroll to the bottom, you can click open font settings. So the highlight text color will be the person's name. Let's click on test follow again. As you see, my own name or the name of the one following is green, and that's the green right here. My branding is blue, so I can change this to blue, for example. There we go. Now the name is blue and white, so this is where you change it. And then the font right here, these are all Google fonts. So if you want another font, you can search for Google fonts, click on this, then you can type something right here. For example, the video nerd just followed. There we go. And then you can preview everything right here. You can preview all the fonts. Another way you can search between these fonts is going to the top and then going to font properties. And then, for example, saying I only want fonts that are really thick, for example, something like this. Let's say you like this weird font right here, Fascinate. Then you just go to here, type the name Fascinate. We click on save settings. And then we just click on test follow again, and there we go. Now it's in this type of Google font. The next thing is the text animation. You can change this to pulse, and then you can click on save. Let's test it again. There we go. This is the type of pulse animation. You can take something that you like. Then the image right here, this is really important right now, is the Pikachu. And here on the right, you can click on this upload icon, and when you click on that, you can choose another image or another GIF, or you can upload your own right here. So you can just choose right here. You can choose this one, for example, then click on select. And then when you save it, if everything goes right, and I click on test follow, and as you see, it has been changed. Now, right now, I'm gonna show you how to do some advanced alerts. For example, the ones from my pack, or the ones that you can buy from Own, for example, which are animated alerts. Now let's click on the upload icon, then go to uploads, and then you can click on drag and drop upload. Let's click on it. This right here, unpack v7, this is my own graphics pack. And when I go to my Discord, the link to my Discord is in my description. You can click on it, join the server, you see free stuff, right? If it's like this, you can click on it so it opens, and then you can see Neon overlay pack. Now when you scroll to the bottom, you see right here, download unpack v7. You just click on it, it will go to Google Drive. You go to the top right here and you click on this download button. Then when the download is finished, you can go to your downloads, and right there you will see a zip folder. You right click it, you go to 7-zip. If you don't have something to unpack zip folders, you can download 7-zip or WinRAR. They're both free. Then when you right click a zip folder, you can find the program right here, extract here, and there we go, it's extracting. So right now we can go back. So right here you see image, and then you see the image. Now you click on this upload button, then you go to uploads, then you go to drag and drop upload, you go to your downloads, and there we downloaded the Neon pack, we unpacked it. This is the pack, and then you can go to alerts, and then right here you will see all alerts, and you can just pick one of them. If you want to change the color or you want to make a new alert, you see that there also is a Photoshop file. Now don't freak out, let's close this. You can go to Photopia, and then you can go to file, open, you go to the Neon pack, which is in downloads, Neon pack, alerts, right here the Photoshop file, you double click it. On the right we can make this column bigger, and then you see colors, change this gradient overlay effect. This is the effect gradient overlay. You double click it, and then here you see the two colors. So you click on this gradient, and then you just double click on one color, you change it, for example, to green. You click on the other one, you change it to blue, click on OK, click on OK, click on OK. If you want to change the text, you click on T on the left, you click on new follower, and then you can just use delete and your backspace to delete everything, and then you can call it new follower. I'm just gonna change it to the same thing. Then you click on this icon right here, you click somewhere else, you go to file, export as PNG, click on save. Now we downloaded the alert. Let's go back to the Streamlabs page, and now once again click on the upload button, go to uploads, click on drag and drop. Either you go to the Neon pack alerts and then you choose your alert right here, or you go to your downloads and you will have the changed alert right there. I'm gonna use this one for now. Let's double click on it. Then you will see it right here. So you can click on it, click on select, and now it has uploaded the new alert. You see it right here. Let's scroll to the bottom, click on save settings, click on it again to be sure, and then click on test follow. And there we go. Now we have the alert graphic and then the text underneath it. Now the left side of the alert is green, and since our background is green, we can see it. So you can go to the general settings and then right here, background color. This is the background of the preview window. So you click on that. Let's change it to white. Let's click on save settings. Okay. Then I'm gonna click on launch again. This will launch a new window. And right now the background will be white. So let's go to follows. We've set up everything right here. We can click on test follow. There we go. Now our next problem is that the text is under the image, and I showed you before right here layout for every of these alerts on the top. So subscriptions, donations, etc. also follows. You can change the layout. You can change it to this so the text is on the image. Click on save settings and then we click on test follow. And there we go. Now the text is too big, so we need to make it smaller. So right here, open font settings, and then you can change the font size. Let's change it to something like 32. Click on save settings. I'm gonna test it again. There we go. This is better, but this is a really weird font, so I'm just gonna change it to another font. For example, Anton. I like this one. Let's click on save settings, click on test follows. There we go. So right now, new follower, and then they give the name and then just followed. But since new follower is on the alert, we actually don't need that. So we can go to the message template and then we can just keep the name. And then right here you see text highlight color. So right now this doesn't really fit right. I like it if this name is completely white. So I'm gonna change the highlight color. I'm gonna make it white, save settings, wait a bit. Save settings again, wait a bit, click on test follow, and there we go. I think that this looks great. So right now you see sound right here. This is just the same thing as the image. You click on upload right here, you choose one of these preset sounds, or you go to uploads and you upload your own sound. Let's click on close. You know how to do that. Sound volume, if the alert is not loud enough, you increase the volume. Then next, alert duration. This will be how long the alert will be on the screen. So this will depend on the type of alert you're using and how long you want it to stay on the screen. Now then the next setting, alert text delay. This is extremely important when you're using animated alerts. For example, from the sponsor of this video, Untitled TV, they have graphic packs and their alerts are animated, which means that there's a slide animation before it forms on the screen. So your text needs to be delayed by a bit so the alert can play the animation and then the text can appear on the alert. Now this right here, alert text delay, this does just that. So when I change this to 2 seconds and I click on save, you will see that when I click on test follow, my alert will show, and then 2 seconds after, the text will actually show up on the alert. So this is perfect in case you're using animated alerts. Now I'm gonna remove this again because we don't need this right now with these static alerts. And then right here, enable custom HTML CSS. For some scenarios this is necessary, but I can't go in depth on this because the video is already going to be way too long. So let's disable it. And then the last thing is open alert variations. And I'm gonna quickly show you what this is. So let's click on add a variation with current settings. And then this is a copy of the alert we just set up. So when does this actually trigger? Well, at the top you see condition. And it's a pity that I showed you right now because for the follow alerts, you can't choose any conditions except randomly. So what does this mean? When I change this text animation to wiggle, for example, then we have 2 types of alerts right now. The one we just set up, and then this right here, which is exactly the same, except the animation is wiggle right now. So then Streamlabs will randomly show one of these 2 alerts on the screen when you get a new follower. Now I'm quickly gonna click on save right now because then you see right here, this is the random alert. You can click on test and then it will show this specific alert, this random alert we just set up. You can click on edit and then you can change it again. But I'm gonna quickly click on save right here and I'm gonna go to donations, for example. When we add an alert variation for donations, and by the way, you can also add one with the default settings. So let's do that right now. Then right here with the condition, you see that you can choose a bunch of things. For example, donation amount is at least this amount. When you click on it, you change it to 10. Then whenever you get a donation that's at least $10, this alert will trigger right here. If it is below $10, then this normal alert will trigger. And when you make a bunch of alerts and you change it to at least $10, at least 15, at least 20, stuff like that, then you can make different alerts for all these things. With subscriptions, for example, you see that they already have a bunch of variations, and this is all for gifted subs. So when you click on test right here, this is for a normal gifted sub. Then the next one is a different colored package, stuff like that. You can change this, but what I want to show you is when I click on edit, right here, condition, you see you have a bunch of options for the subscribers. For example, when someone has been subscribed for at least this amount of months, stuff like that. I'm gonna click on cancel right now and I'm gonna back to follow. But the alert variations, that's stuff like this. You can make a bunch of different alerts and then choose when a specific alert triggers or make it random. So let's click on save right now. We went through this whole thing and right now it's pretty simple to set up the other thing. So when I go to subscription, for example, let's go through it and see what's different. We already went over this. Then you can choose to hide Prime subs or show them on the screen, but I would show them. Then the message template, we went over this for the followers, but then right here you see open resub message settings. So this is when someone resubscribes, when someone has been subscribed in the past and then they resubscribe right now. To be honest, you can read through these settings, but I would just leave them normal. When I open the second thing, text to speech, right here you can enable the text to speech for resubs or you can disable it, stuff like that. Open font settings, we went through this for the followers. And then the last thing, alert variations. This is the same thing. You can click on save when you're done setting this up and then you can go to the next one, donations. Now here we have a few different options. So this is all the same as we already did, but then open text to speech settings. You can enable the text to speech for donations or you can disable it and you can set a minimum amount of dollars donated to trigger the text to speech. You can close this and then the next thing is the minimum amount to trigger the alerts. So if you only want your alerts to trigger if people donate more than $3, for example, then you can add 3 right here, and then if they donate $2, it will not show on your stream. If they donate $3, it will show on your stream. And then the next thing here, minimum amount for recent events. This is basically the same thing as minimum amount for alerts to trigger, but then for it to trigger in your recent events. Then the next thing, the message template, we went over this, but you see that we have 2 variables right now, the name and the amount. Then the text animation, wiggle, we went over this, the image, the sound, the volume, the duration, then the text delay. Don't forget, if you use animated alerts, you can add the delay right here so that the text appears after the intro animation has been completed. And then the next thing is enable clipping on donations. This is pretty interesting. When you enable this, you see right here when you go to the top and then you go to reaction clips, then you see TV and tutorials most viewed all time. When you click on discover donation clips, right now it will not work, but Streamlabs will automatically create a clip on your stream so that afterwards you can rewatch your reaction on that donation, stuff like that. This is enabled by default. You can disable it if you want. Enable custom HTML CSS can be disabled just like the other things. Open donate message settings. This is pretty important because when people donate or they tip you, they can write a message, right? When you have alerts like this, that's no problem. You have the image, you have the text, and then you have the message beneath that. But if you have alerts like we did set up before, so let me change the image. So uploads, this is what we added. Let's click select. Then right here, let's say that the text should appear on the image. Then you will see that it kind of gets interrupted. Even if we make the text smaller, the message will be underneath it and you can't really predict how long the message of people will be. You kind of have to disable the message of the donation if you use alerts where the name appears on a specific part of a graphic. So then you would just scroll down, go to open donator message and then click on disable, click on save settings, and then when you trigger it again, you will see that it won't be a problem as soon as you make the text smaller like we did before. I'm not gonna go over all that. Make sure that you pay attention to this donator message and that you disable it if you need to. And just as with the normal donation alert, you can also set a minimum amount for the text to appear. So you can make donations of $5 or up appear on your stream and then say that people need to donate $10 for their message to appear. I don't recommend this, but just so you know, this is a possibility. Then the font settings, we went over this. You will have to make it smaller for it to actually look good. And then variations, we also went over this. Let's click on save and let's go to the next alert, which is hosts. Let's scroll to the top. Hosting alerts enabled right here. Select the one you need. We went over this. We went over all this. And then show auto hosts. If you're in a group of streamers where everyone is auto hosting each other, stuff like that, then it might become a problem when it's spamming your stream. So because of that, showing auto hosts is disabled by default, but you can enable it if you want right here. You can also set a minimum amount of viewers hosted to actually show the host on your stream. So if people spam host you with 1 viewer, then the host will not appear on your stream. You can leave it at 0 if you want. The message template, this is the same as before. You know how this works. Animation, image, sound, volume, duration, text delay, we went over this, HTML, and then right here the font settings, the alert variations, we went over all this. So let's click on save and let's go to bits. Now with bits, for the most part, they work the same as with donations. You can set a minimum amount of bits to trigger the alert. You can change the bit message settings just like with the donations. But then when you open the alert variations, you will see a bunch of variations, and let's test them. So right here, this one triggers when people cheer with 1 bit or above. Then the next thing is these bits right here. The next thing is these bits right here. If I were you, I wouldn't really change these bits because they look good by default. But make sure if you want to change these bit alerts that you're not changing it right here, because this will not trigger because the alert variations have been set up right here and they start at 1 bit. As you see, when I click on edit for this first alert, they say the condition to trigger is bits used is at least this amount and the amount is 1. So every bit donation or share that's above 1, which is all of them, will be a variation, and it starts at this one. And when I click on cancel, you can see the second one when we click on edit. This starts at 100 and this way it goes up. So if you want to change them, you will need to change all of these. Okay, let's click on save. You know how to change this right now. And then right here you see rates. This is just the same as host, so I'm not gonna go over this again. And then merge, I don't think you will need this right now, and if you need it, you will do your research, you will know how to do it. So I think we went over all of the options you have to set up these alerts. So right now it's time to import them into OBS Studio and Streamlabs OBS. So you remember this widget URL, right? Now this URL, which is blurred, is the same one as right here in this previewer at the top. You can just open it in a browser window. So when I copy it, just to give you another preview, when I open a new tab and I paste the URL and I click on enter, this is just the alerts. So when I go to alerts and I click on test follow and then I go back to this widget, as you see, here is the alert. So right now we're gonna import this right here in OBS Studio and Streamlabs OBS. So let's open Streamlabs, let's open OBS Studio. Here we have them both. You just click on the plus icon in the sources. This is the same thing for OBS and Streamlabs. And then you click on browser. Right here you have browser source, that's the name. Same thing, click on add source, click on OK. And then you just replace this URL at the top with the URL we just copied and you click on done. Same thing for OBS Studio. You paste the URL and you click on OK. And then you can reposition it like this. You can rescale it if you want. And now let's go back to Streamlabs again. I'm gonna make this very small and then we're gonna click on a test. So right here, test follow. And as you see, the alert triggers in both OBS Studio and Streamlabs OBS. And I'm sorry for hitting my mic, by the way. So now that you've set up your alerts, you have your donation alert, but maybe you haven't set up Streamlabs donations yet. And that's very simple. On the left, you can click on account right here at the bottom, and then you can go to settings. And then here you will see donation settings. You can just link your PayPal account right here. And then this URL is the Streamlabs donation page. So then when you add this to your Twitch profile, when people donate right here, it will go straight to your alert box, to the donation right here. These settings will all apply. And then when you click test donations, then this is how it will look on your stream. Everything came together. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a like and then place a comment, because it helps me a lot in the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and you can find my Twitch channel in the description. I would love to say that I stream 2 times each week there, but at this moment I don't, because these videos take a lot of time to make. I try to stream there when I have time, so go to my Twitch channel. Maybe you will see me pop up live on the left, or you get a notification on your phone. You can join me on the stream. And besides that, this video will probably be of some interest to you, because Google doesn't give a shit about your privacy. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. The video nerd made the best audio banana video ever, but I still couldn't manage to get it all working. Well, was it the best one ever then? But thanks, man.